Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Ray. Guys, I got another installment from my BMW R1300 GS and GSA's owner. Guys, you've been following my channel. You know I am a proud owner of a BMW bike. Something I've been wanting for a long time, and by the grace of God, bless me with it. So guys, you know how we do. All right, we're about how to DIY, do it yourself, educate ourselves, and tackle the project, whatever's in front of us, by ourselves. And just like anything, guys, we customize this bike. We just strip off parts that we don't like and we put aftermarket parts. And that's a part of being a guy. All right, all gal who loves this type of content, DIY, figuring it out, doing it yourself. Enough of me talking, guys. I guess just one request. Please consider like, subscribe to the channel. All right, hit all the damn buttons, I say, down and below. Notification, like, subscribe. Because again, it supports the channel. And I'm also asking you guys, there are links in the description of all my videos. Those links are affiliate. Please use those links. It does support this channel, and I greatly appreciate it if you do use those links. All right, but enough of the sell pitch, guys. What this video is about is this part right here. This is the Denali B6 LED brake light. Now, you guys, if you own this bike, you can tell how many lights we have in the back. How many? Yes, 2. 1, 2. Turning signal, brake light, all in one. And I don't know what BMW was thinking. I really don't. But these things sucks. They do. I agree with everybody out there. And a lot of my overseas riders out there really brought the attention to it, that the need of an additional brake light is badly needed for the back of the BMW. All right, it's not perfect. It's not a perfect bike. But DIY, boys toys, that's all right, because there is an aftermarket, again, solution. And I came across this one, and there's a bunch of other companies out there, even Amazon brands out there if you want to choose. But I chose to go with Denali because they got a clear track record, and tell you the truth, it's made nice. And so what we're going to do, we're going to add this to here. Guys, we're going to open up, take a quick look at it. Very simple, and this is pretty much going to be a how to install this. Okay guys, this is how it comes, well packed, and this is very simple. This is metal, aluminum, well made. Again, this is eye candy before we get started, and they already come with the connector, all right, already attached, which is a good look. All right, so it's all weather sealed, heat shrink, or strip shrink, or whatever you want to call it, covering on it. And this wiring is pretty long already. That's that right there. And they give you all the screws and connectors that you need. This is a female connector. They give you the male connector that you can attach to whatever the other side, how you choose. Since we're going through the Easy Cam, we're going to be using the Easy Cam connector to go into one of the bus there. All right. And they give you, I believe these are like quick connect to help you get this all connected. So that's just a quick look on what they give you. Let's head over to the bike and get things installed. Okay guys, we're gonna start now. Now the object of the game is just get everything exposed. So we're gonna have to take your bike apart. You're gonna need a T40 for these screws. There's 5 on each side. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 on this side, 5 on that side. You're gonna remove those screws. You're also gonna remove your side panels or racks, all right? This is just held by 2 screws. One underneath here by my bag, and one right here. This will lift off. Remember, you have to disconnect the wire to this that's going through here, but you'll see that once you disconnect it. And same thing on the other side. You remove this screw right here. One screw, the same location. This will lift right off. The name of the game is expose everything. You want everything exposed to run that wire. It makes it much easier to install everything. A little time consuming, but easier. So let me get that removed and we'll keep it moving. Okay guys, now all the screws are unscrewed or loosened. All right, so this here, you're just gonna lift straight up. All right, it'll come up very easy. And now underneath here, there's a plate. So I'm just grabbing that plate with my fingers to keep it all together, and it's going to lift right up. And now underneath there's going to be this component that you're going to have to disconnect. Remove this out of the way, that plate. And it's right here, this little component. And just gonna set that to the side. I'm just gonna put this to the side. Okay guys, now again, after unscrewing these screws, you got 2 more screws you're gonna have to remove. And this is a T25. These 2 screws right here, 1, 2, have to unscrew. Now when you unscrew that, there's gonna be a connection underneath. Pay attention to that, because that supplies the power to this part here. So you're gonna have to disconnect that. So don't just rip it off. Pay attention to that. So let me remove these 2 screws, and then this whole unit will lift from the bike. So stand by me to get that done. Okay, I lift my rack up and it's exposing this switch here. All you have to do right here is just pull back on this little tab here, and this will come right out. All right, again, all my videos, I'm telling you guys, get this particular tool. There's an affiliate link. This makes it much easier to just disconnect this. So let me disconnect that, and then we'll put this to the side. Okay, the screws are removed. All right, all I got to do is lift up. Now on this one here, just on this side code, we have power. You got to be careful, there's a cable here. All right, so when you lift this up, it should come straight up. Oops. Actually, let me do the other side. Let me lift up on the other side, because we got to move this panel. All right, so that lifts off. So that's off. Now we're gonna lift up on this here, so we can lift this up like that. Okay? Because what you're gonna do is just gonna expose this wire right here. And again, we're just gonna lift up on this tab and separate this connection. If you had an extra pair of hands, it'd be great, but if you don't, again, you can do it yourself. Again, once I got this tab exposed, again, I'm gonna use the tool that I swear by. Actually, I can do it this side. Right there. All right. All right, you can do it this side, but it's easier to do it this side. All right. And now, move this out of the way. And now this should lift right up. All right, now this here, like I said in my previous video, using this, there's a tab you would just want to push that direction by slipping this in there. And what it does, it allows you to slip this piece off. Like that. It comes right out. Like that, okay? And right here, you just got this little wire, just push through the hole, it'll come right off. And now you can remove the whole piece from your bike. You have accessibility to run your wires without any type of blockage or obstruction. Now we're gonna concentrate on the rear of the bike now. Okay guys, let me explain what I'm doing here. It took me a while to figure this out, how I'm gonna approach it. As you can see, I kind of took some stuff off without documenting. When you take your plate off, you're gonna have 3 screws here. You're gonna take those screws off, all right? What's gonna happen, and here's my backup light. This is gonna come off this back plate right here, all right? What you're gonna do is take your wire and run it through this part, through here. Now over here, this is the sensor for the indicator for the, I forgot what it's called, but it's a sensor here. That's easy to come off. It's just held by this connection. You can disconnect it. It lies between these 2 clamps, peel it out, and put it to the side. All right, and the reason why I took it off, because I wanted to get some, it's easier for me to see while I'm fishing my wire. Behind here, you'll see, once you move this out of the way, when you fish it up, you're gonna come behind that sensor, and you're gonna come right through here. Let's see if I can point to it. Right there, all right? The wire is gonna come out, all right? And what I also did, I removed 4 screws that's underneath this part here. The bottom, there's 4 screws. Where is it? 1, 2, 1 here, 1 underneath here, one there, and another one opposite. I moved those screws. Those are the 25mm screws that allow you to drop this and get, you know, just to give you some more room to get your wires fished through. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, I also want to let you know that when set up, it'll look something like this. All right, now once you expose everything, this comes off. This is just held by two screws right down here, and I hope I can show you. See that location here? 2 screws hold right there, right next to the turn signals. And let's see if I can illustrate that by arrows I'm showing you. That's what screws are. I took that out. Once you take those screws off, all you have to do is peel back. You see those push tabs there to the left and right? You'll see that. Just pull that out and this will slide right off, exposing that sensor. Okay, and again, gives you more accessibility to run your wire so you can see what you're doing. All right, and that's it. Just a lot of screws being taken off. Very time consuming, but well worth it. All right, on how to run your wires. And again, doing this, you plan on changing these 2 wires. You can pretty much going to be doing the same thing. Actually, these 2 lights. Learning how to take this apart and put it back is important for us DIYers. So that's what I have. Right now I'm about to run my wire. It's already ran through, so now I'm gonna put everything back together. That's all you need to do, just expose that to run the wire, then you can put it back together before you connect it. So let me get that done. Okay guys, I'm gonna show you before I go any further. All right, I temporarily got it set up, and let me show you what's happening in the back. This is how your wire's gonna come. It's gonna come right through here. What you're gonna do, I'm just gonna get a zip tie and come through this little hole and keep it close like that. It's going up into your housing here. That's why it's important to pull this off, but be careful because it's connected, all right, with a wire there. So when you're just gonna move it out of the way, just give you some room. Also, like I showed you, underneath, there's 4 screws I suggest you have to move. Let me see if I can show you. There's one here, I'm pointing to one opposite, and there's another one up in here. You're gonna need an extension to get up to these 2 that's here, to drop this whole thing. It just gives you more room to run that wire through to here, so it avoids drilling, because I thought I was going to have to drill through this. It's not needed, as long as you drop everything so you can fish this wire through, and it's long enough to reach your CAN bus. All right, so I hope that's clear, or you can understand what I'm trying to show you. Okay guys, I'm gonna put my sensor back on again. Just plug it in and snap it back in. And it just sits in this little cradle and pops right down. That's simple. All right. And to tell you the truth, I'm glad I moved that, because with this out of the way, you're able to see that wire coming from here to get on this side without drilling. Okay, that's in. And now, all I have to do is find my cover. Where'd I put it? Oh, there it is. Okay, now this cover goes back on, and it's held by just 2 screws. But before I do that, let me reconnect the bottom half and get that done, so I don't get my stuff all mixed up, all right? So, that's in. I'm gonna put the rest of the screws from the bottom. Again, they're the same screws that's all around the bike, 25mm or whatever that is, star pattern underneath. So let me get that done, and we'll pick it up once I'm done. I'm gonna give you guys a warning. Dropping these 4 screws are easy to put in. To take out. With these 2 here that's recessed inside the little fairing, that's a little difficult. All right, you're gonna have to take your time. It took me a while to get the screw back in because it's a funky angle, but you can get it done. So I'm just gonna warn you about that. So just 4 screws, drop this bottom plate to help you fish your wires in. But putting that screw back in, it did take me a while to get it in, but I was successful, and that's it. All right, so now the wires fish through. It's coming up through this little hole right here. No drilling necessary. So now I'm gonna put the cover back on for this part here. Now that goes in just like that. You see those 2 push tabs. You're just gonna push this in. Oh, watch this wire. Push it in, and it snaps in. And now I'm gonna replace those 2 screws that I took out in the bottom there and there. All right. Okay, guys, we're gonna continue on. As you can see, I got it installed. Got the wires fished to the bike. Now we're gonna have to connect. When they send it to you, they can already give you a male adapter to have to go on to whatever you're gonna plug into. In this case, I'm plugging into the Hex EasyCam. EasyCam already supplies with their connector. Now, when they ship it to you, it's only going to come in a 2 wire configuration, ground and hot, I will call it. You're going to get an extra plug because you have to match the 3 wires to these 3 wires. Pretty much it's going to be plug and play, match the wires with the wires. Black with black is the ground. The orange is going to be probably a hot, and actually, I don't know. I got to look at the schematics and see which wire is for what. So check out whatever schematics, whatever the color is. I got to see which is which. All right, I would assume I'll match black with orange, and that red wire would go with the 3rd one. But check your wiring, check your schematics. All right, if I'm wrong, leave a comment. I'm going to check mine before I make the hard connection now. But that's what you're going to have to do. 3 wires connected together before you plug it into your system and your EasyCam. So let me get that done and we'll keep it moving. Okay, guys, everything's hooked up. All right, as you can see, it's installed. Now, got a little zip tied underneath right here just to keep the wire close there. It's not moving anywhere, but no one's going to see that zip tie, so put one there. All right, because your plate's going to cover that up. As you can see, it's coming up from here. Throw some zip ties for the existing cable coming up around. Now there's a factory zip tie here. Just cut it and replace it with a fresh one to keep this all together. And now just coming straight down using those connectors they gave. I put it down here. That connector is right there and is going into the yellow bus of my Hex EasyCam. And that's that. It's that simple. All right, again, the most complicated, just simply taking everything off. Once you get everything off and exposed, everything runs nice and easy. And let me just turn it on just to show you guys. Now it does delay in powering up. I guess that's normal, but once it's up, it's nice and bright. All right, let me hit the brake, and it's nice and bright. And I didn't realize when I bought the bike how dumb this setup, just these 2 lights for your stops, is ridiculous. It really is. And if your signal is on, only 1 light becomes your stop or rear light. So adding an additional one, in my opinion, is very important for safety reasons, so people could see you actually stopping. All right, letting the people know in the back what the heck you're doing. I'm gonna button everything up, and later on tonight I'll come back and take a look at it. So stand by. Hey guys, I'm gonna show you how it looks. It is bright. Sorry, blinding bright.